She was born into unimaginable fame, the daughter of an Oscar-winning actress and a global rock star. The world knew her name before she could even walk. But then, she disappeared. No red carpets, no interviews, no scandals, just silence. And now, whispers are growing. What is Apple Martin hiding? Why has she stayed in the shadows while the world begs to know more? Is she preparing for something massive or running from a life she never chose? The truth behind Apple Martin is nothing like you expect. And once you hear it, you'll never look at her the same way again. Apple Martin, a name that was, for many years, known simply as the daughter of a famous couple, is now on a path to becoming a name of her own. But have you ever wondered what Apple's life is really like? A girl born to two of the world's most iconic celebrities, whose every smile and every step is photographed and watched globally. Can such a life be normal? Or is it the story of an ordinary girl hidden beneath the weight of fame, pressure, and expectations? Apple Blythe Allison Martin was born on May 14, 2004 in London. Her mother, Gwyneth Paltrow, is an Academy Award-winning actress, and her father, Chris Martin, is the lead singer of Coldplay. When the world first heard her name, people were stunned. Apple? Like the fruit. But Gwyneth herself explained that the name was close to her heart. Sweet, pure, and wholesome. And Chris absolutely loved it. From a very young age, Apple was raised in a protected environment. Gwyneth and Chris did everything they could to shield her from the media. Whether it was public events or just regular school life, Apple was given the chance to live like a normal child. But can a normal life really exist when you're born into such an extraordinary family? When your parents' every move is in the headlines and cameras follow you everywhere, how do you keep childhood simple? A major shift in Apple's life came in 2014, when her parents announced their separation. They called it conscious uncoupling, a term that made headlines around the world. But for Apple, it wasn't a media story. It was a deeply personal experience. For a child, watching her parents separate is never easy. And yet, the grace and silence with which Apple handled it was striking. She didn't speak out publicly, didn't share statements or opinions. She quietly focused on her studies and her life. As she grew older, people began to notice Gwyneth's features in her face and Chris's calm nature in her demeanor. But is she just a reflection of her parents? Or is there something unique within her that sets her apart? Apple has never shown a strong interest in acting, despite her mother's Hollywood legacy. Nor has she ventured into music, even with her father being a global star. So what does Apple truly want? That's the question that keeps her fans curious. Apple remains largely absent from social media. And when she does appear, her presence is calm and natural, far from the loud, flashy content we're used to seeing. Her posts are serene, personal, and genuine. And that's what makes people drawn to her. She seems more interested in peace than popularity, in authenticity over attention. Her education has always been her top priority. Apple enrolled in a prestigious university in New York and devoted herself to her academic growth. In an interview, Gwyneth once said that Apple is smart, hardworking, and knows exactly what she wants to do. That's no small thing, especially when your family is so high profile. Most would expect her to follow in her parents' footsteps, but Apple is choosing her own direction. It's interesting. Whenever Gwyneth shares a photo or video of Apple, social media lights up. People are eager to know what Apple is doing, where she's going, and most importantly, what she plans to become. Will she act someday? Will she sing? Or will she take on a completely different role that no one saw coming? Some say Apple isn't chasing fame like her parents. They describe her as simple, thoughtful, and independent. But is that quietness hiding something bigger? Could she be secretly working on a project that will someday introduce her as a powerful new voice? Or is she truly someone who wants to live a life far from the spotlight? These are the questions that continue to echo in the minds of those who follow her journey. One thing is clear: Apple Martin is not an ordinary girl. The way she carries herself, the way she makes choices, and even the way she stays silent, all speak volumes. She takes each step carefully, with a maturity far beyond her years. And maybe that's why people are so intrigued by her. In a world full of noise and flash, she's quietly saying something meaningful that only a few can truly understand. So, does Apple really want to stay out of the limelight? Or is she preparing for something bigger, something the world isn't ready for yet? Maybe we'll find out soon.